Makutu Lukwaye, Akwenda Yeto, Salam Aleikum, Cuadrilla Congo, Sarakimbiote, todo Brahma con Brahma, Tata Iñaya, que Akwenda arriba Munanzo. It is a funny title of the video, but unfortunately, and the sad part is that it's true. I had a person private private message me saying that I'm a sellout and that they don't agree that European Mundele, or let's use the word white people, are allowed to practice this tradition because of what happened during the slavery time, and that American white or European descendant white have no spirituality. And it's very sad. And at the same time, it just boiled my blood to see the ignorance that is around this community. I mean, I understand people have their own opinion, but when you try to influence or when you try to put ideas, especially ideas of hate on other people, that's where I'm gonna disagree. And I'm like, you know what? Do you really think I care whether you follow me or not? Because people that have that way of thinking, I don't want them within my circle. I don't. And then on top of that, threaten me with an energy that I work with Lukankasi and saying that Lukankasi, the devil, like that, Lukankasi, the devil, Satanas, will come for you tonight for being a sellout. First of all, Lukankasi has nothing to do with um, the devil or Satan. If you know anything about Lukankasi, you know that that is a tratado from Ensasi. Ah, it's just amazing, amazing because look, man, I really understand. The Spaniards came down to Mexico, Central America, and they did what they did to my ancestors. Even though I'm not Mexican, but I'm Central American, and they did what they did to my ancestors. But doesn't mean that I hate the Spaniards, especially the ones from this time. Doesn't mean that I hate them. No. Doesn't mean that I have something against them. No. Because at the end of the day, that blood got mixed, the DNA got mixed with mine. Hey, Malekum Bakwanda Sarah, Jasmine, or Jas. That DNA got mixed with mine and making me have Spanish blood in there. Not only do I have Spanish blood, but I also have uh, blood from Holland. If you see my grandfather is very, very light skinned, blue eyes, blonde hair. I don't know what happened to me. But my father, too, my father is like seeing a copy of me, but with blue eyes and lighter hair. I guess I got the indigenous part, the Mayan part. But I don't hate And I don't have anything against those people because it wasn't the people from today that did that. Yes, it was their ancestors. And that issue was between my ancestors and them. And the problem is that a lot of people don't understand, and this is my opinion. This is my channel. I could say whatever the heck I want in my channel, whether you agree with it or not, but I'm not trying to influence you to think a certain way. Um, is that in your spiritual court, in tu cuadro espiritual, you might have a spirit that is white, American, European descendant, that is the one that is helping you, is the one that's helping you evolve, but yet you hate that type of people. Or the ancestor that is helping you a lot is partly European descent. Hey, salam alaikum, Jacob. So that's what I understand in this tradition, right? Because I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it this way. Why are there certain people that are not American, not Mundele, not white, but yet they are practicing European tradition? For example, tarot cards. Tarot cards have nothing to do with the African tradition, but maybe you have a spirit that is European that wants you to do tarot cards, that wants you to do use tarot cards. And that spirit is the one guiding you. That spirit is the ones giving you the UBTT, giving you the sight. It's sad. We really need to stop this within this practice. Um, Again, when we talk about palo or regla conga, palo mayombe, quimbisa, brillumba, anything that comes from Cuba, you need to understand that it's a mixed practice. It is not 100% Congolese. Well, anyways, I'm not gonna even pay much attention here to that chat. It's just funny when people say that, you know. I'm not gonna support your channel. I'm not gonna follow you because you support white Americans, Europeans, and you're selling out this tradition and you're teaching them. Well, in reality, like I said in the video yesterday, if you look at Facundo de Dolores Andres Petit, that was the reason why he shared this. Okay, and it's ridiculous. Uh, the spirit, the spirit doesn't care. You know, it's there's certain energies out there. Nature, okay, we are a practice of nature. Nature has no color, man. I mean, yes, if you look at the trees, you see green, and you see, you know, the colors of the bark, but you need to go more into why do we see green, right? It's something to do with our eyes and the sun, and I don't know, man. It's just weird. If you look, we work with the air. Can somebody tell me what color the air is? You know, I mean, we work with fire. We work with entoto, right? We work with the earth. We work with fire. We work with air. We work with lango, with water. Work with tia, um, tembo. It's just ridiculous, you know. And I'm like, man, you know what? Should I make a video live on this and stuff? Because you know, it's just it makes me think. But now it's like, hey, is it that you guys are trying to stop me from, well, not the ones here probably, but the one that sent me that is trying to stop me from bringing Americans, white Americans, into this tradition where it's not gonna work. Because I do have a lot of white godchildren, and they respect the tradition, they understand the practice, and I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of them are like, man, they don't wanna say that they do because they're afraid. They're afraid of being attacked. They're afraid of being called colonizers and stuff like that. Things that their ancestors probably had no part of this. You know, friggin' I'm gonna release Lukankasi, Satan, the devil, on you, where Lukankasi has nothing to do with it. And again, like I said, if you know anything about Ensasi and the tratados of Ensasi, then you are gonna understand. It's like when people say Madre Agua, Madre Agua, the ocean. Madre Agua is not the ocean. Madre Agua has nothing to do with the ocean. Madre Agua is 21. Madre Agua en Boma. Madre Agua en Ñoca. Has nothing to do with the ocean. The ocean is Calunga. Or some people will call that energy Buluende. It's just, I don't know, man. It's weird. Now, I'm not trying to make an argument here. You know, I have goddaughters that are Puerto Ricans, uh, god kids that are Puerto Ricans, and I never hear them, you know, F the Spaniards because the Spaniards came and killed the Tainos and stuff like that. And yet they have gitanas, they have madamas, and their spiritual altar. And then some of those Spaniards that are helping them, Spanish blood from Spain, Europeans that are helping them evolve. It's just ridiculous. In reality, I don't care. If people say, "Hey, I want to unfollow you because I don't like what you say," it makes no difference to me. It makes no difference to me. I'm gonna still speak and share information. I have a lot of haters. Everyone that does YouTube has a lot of haters. A lot of people that don't agree, either because they are taught something different and they think that their way is the only way. Their way is the right way. Yes, it is. Because it's what their lineage and the secrets of their lineage that teaches them. They know their lineage. But how can you go into someone else's house and say, I don't want you to run your house this way because my house runs this way? No, I'm not going to go to your house and tell you what to do in your damn house. Hey, saludos y bendiciones, Mario Rodriguez. Hey, Mario, I was thinking about you today, man. I was like, I wonder if Mario got initiated. I wonder if Mario went to Florida, got initiated with my friend up there. And I was like, maybe I'm gonna text him to see how his initiation went, how you feel and stuff like that. I hope if you did, I hope everything went well because I know that's a very good tata there. Noche Oscura, he knows his shit, man. um, and you know, it's funny. We got a person here who people might say, well, Mexicans have nothing to do with the Congos and stuff. But if you will know the history of Mexico, if you will know that there's parts of Mexico that were very big and ports where slaves came, and those slaves mixed with the indigenous, and a lot of Mexicans have Congolese blood, African blood, and there's a lot of hate towards Mexicans. They say the Mexicans are not Africans. The Mexicans shouldn't be practicing this. If I suggest you guys look at history, and I suggest that you really study the history. Because to be honest with you, and I don't care how many of you get pissed, yeah, how many of you guys here get pissed off, how many of you start talking crap, sending me messages. But in reality, a lot of your ancestors sold your people out. A lot of your ancestors kidnapped your own people and took them to the Europeans and sold them. And that's in the history books, and that's in history. Now, I'm not gonna be like, I don't have anything against Africans. I don't have anything against African Americans, but I know, oh, Tata and Fumbe is racist. Because you're going to pull out the racist card. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. But I'm not. It's just, please look at your history. Read your history and stop with all this hate. Well, anyways, guys. Hey, Mario, I'm going to give you a text, man. See how everything went. And really, if you guys want to you guys want to unfollow me, unfollow me. I don't really care. I really don't. And I'm going to keep talking to those who have ears to hear. Those who are blind and don't have an understanding of what true spirituality is. I hope you open your eyes one day and realize that in this walk of spirituality, there's no hate because we all have a mission and we all are going to go to the same places that you guys believe in. If you're Christian, then you're gonna go where the Christians believe, what your mind thinks. Because you know what? Nobody knows the truth. When this practice started, I wasn't there. I wasn't there in 1600. I wasn't. Everybody makes up shit. Everybody makes a different law, a different tratado, a different rule. Everybody tells you don't eat that because of this, because of that. Maybe somebody had allergic reaction to it, and they'll tell you, oh, tatas, paleros are not allowed to eat baby shrimp. Maybe a tata had an allergic reaction to it, and then he stopped everybody else from eating baby shrimp. Or maybe because it's in Leviticus, maybe because in the Bible that you're not supposed to eat shrimp because shrimp is a scavenger. So are crabs. Well, love and light, exactly. Slavery is not longer here, right? 2024. Yeah, well, there's still a form of slavery. um, but it's not the same. But there's still a form of slavery. But every culture, if you read the history of every culture, every type of people, there has been slavery. Okay, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the European, the Romans enslaved a whole bunch of people in Europe. The Spanish were enslaved too when they were conquered by the Moors, and the Moors were enslaved. The Jews were enslaved. Every culture, every race has been enslaved. Right? Um, Madre agua, yo estaba en la río, yo estaba en la río, yo estaba en la río. Santa María, Madre de Dios, Madre agua, 21 en Boma. Has nothing to do with Calunga. Just like Lukankasi has nothing to do with Satan and the devil. Um, I suggest you guys study. I suggest you guys ask your godparents. And I know a lot of times godparents don't have all the answers, but nowadays there's so much information out there. There's a lot of books, books of books that most of these writers from the Congos that wrote about the Congos were European. Famous books out there that they went and studied and they put down information. But anyways, quien Zambia locutara con mucho más Jimenez. You have a blessed day. Bye bye.